you ever paid millions for a plot of land only to find out that the land belongs to the government, or worse, three families claim to own that same land? This is what happens when you don't know the law. So today I'm going to be breaking down top 10 real estate laws that you must know before looking at house or even a land. Because in Nigeria, if you don't know the law will obviously know you and possibly evict you. One, the Land Use Act. Let me tell you a shocking truth. You see that land you bought in Ibejuleki with a fancy layout plan, corner piece, and that plot number written in pen. Yes, you paid. But according to the Land Use Act of 1978, all land in Nigeria belongs to the government, all of it. Whether it's in Lagos, Abuja, Kano, wherever it is, even your village, what you actually got when you paid for that land is called a right of occupants. It's not ownership. It's more like a lease from the governor. Think of the governor like the landlord in chief, while you're just the glorified tenant with fencing rights. But let's break this down. The Land Use Act was passed in 1978 to stop the chaos of too many people owning the same land. Now, nobody can own land outright unless the governor says, yes, you may. So even if you buy land from your uncle's best friend's cousin, that transaction is not fully legal until the governor gives consent. Imagine you just bought land, you're happy, you've done your fencing, then one day you got a letter from the government. This land is not approved. This is government acquisition land. Remove your roof in so, let's say 7 days. That's why it's important to check the title of the land before buying. Make sure it has certificate of occupancy of all or properly transferred right of occupancy, and that all past transfers got governor's consent. If not, you may end up owning a very expensive push. So somebody might be asking, okay, what can I do? What should I do before buying land? Make sure to do a land search at the land registry. Confirm it's free from government acquisition. Ask if it has CFO, Gazette, excision. And if you're buying from somebody else, make sure that the governor's consent is in place. So when somebody says, come and buy this land, or it's 800K, you can boldly first ask them, please, I hope it's not under government acquisition, or do I get legal right of occupancy? Because in Nigeria, owning land is not just about money, it's about understanding the law. Two, urban and regional planning law. In Nigeria, especially in urban areas, we have what they call urban and regional planning law. So what does it do? It divides lands into zone: commercial, agricultural, residential, industrial, institutional, and sometimes no man's land, aka government reserved area for future development zone. Just like you can build church in the middle of a refinery, you cannot also build your 4-story duplex on a land meant for schools or government infrastructure. And I didn't know, it's not a legal excuse. Ignorance of zoning laws can get your house demolished, but you can stay safe and build legally. So how do you do that? Go to the Ministry of Physical Planning or Urban Development Authority. Ask, what is this land zoned for? Get a zoning clearance report or land use confirmation. If it's for residential use, make sure that your building plan matches it. Don't buy land in undesignated areas like high tension wires, gas line, or canal. Unless you want to live dangerously, you can do it. Remember that government does not care if it's your ancestral land. If it violates the master plan, it is going down. 3. Stamp Duty Act. According to the Stamp Duties Act, any legal document involving money, like your deed of assignment, sales agreement, or lease, must be stamped and assessed by the government. Why? Because it proves the transaction happened. It also tells the government that you paid money. It makes the document admissible in court. So no stamp, no standing, and you can fight for a house in court using a paper that legally does not exist. But for the sake of knowing what are the documents or what are the things you will see in a stamped document, you will see a stamp duty seal, a government code or number, and sometimes evaluation fee to prove it was processed. You see, this stamp is actually your legal protection in case things go south tomorrow. If you want to stamp your document properly, first, after signing your deed, take it to the stamp duty's office. Pay the stamp duty, usually a percentage of the property value. Get it stamped officially. You will receive a copy or proof of stamp. Don't forget that this should be done within 30 days of signing. Yes, your signature is important, but the stamp duty is what gives it legal power. So if you state the stamp duty, you just pretend to own a property. For property and conveyancing laws, this law governs how property is legally transferred between people. You must sign a deed or deed of lease and register it with the land registry to be the recognized owner. 5. Land registration laws. Each state has its own land registry procedure. So if you don't register your property in the eyes of the government, you're not the legal owner, even if you paid in full. 6. Tenancy laws. Buyers of rental property. This law protects both the landlord and the tenant. You need to understand the rights of tenants like notice period, rent increment, and eviction, so that even you as a landlord won't break the laws. 7. Environmental and building codes. These are state and federal laws that controls building construction, drainage, and structural integrity. Building a house without an approval from your local development control agencies can lead to demolition or heavy fines. 8. Foreclosure laws. If you're buying through loan, foreclosure laws defines how the bank will repossess your house if you default. Understand what happens if you miss payment and make sure that the loan agreement is fair and clear. 9. EFCC and anti-money laundering laws. Those laws affect how you pay for the property and whether the money is properly traced. Large cash payment or suspicious transaction can get you flagged. So we'll always make sure to use a recognized bank account and demand receipt. 10. Real estate regulatory laws. Some states like Lagos State are introducing regulations to monitor estate developers and agents. Only buy from registered agents and developers to avoid falling for scams. Make sure to ask for document registration and approval documents. As a home buyer, you must be aware of who truly owns the land. Is the land legally allocated for your purpose? Have you paid all required fees and registered your documents? And is your transaction recognized by the laws? That way you are safe if you know that all these questions are answered and with proof. That way you are safe. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Bye for now.